Now, y'all already know what time it is. It is time for the mess. So let's get into it, you guys. And what's going on, you guys? It's be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Monday, and I intend on doing the exact same. What's going on, y'all? Now, before we get into today's mess, let's talk about what we got coming up on the horizon. All right, now on Wednesday, the Chasing panel will be starting, okay? Tune in as Scotty, Jamar, Terrence, Tramiel, Carl, and Jeremy Speaks TV all come together to discuss every single episode of Chasing Atlanta soon after every episode is over with. It starts this Wednesday, so make sure you guys tune in. Then on Friday, the fourth episode of Boys Night Out airs, all right, at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to tune in as Scotty, Terrence, Josiah, Jamar, and Maddie, we all come together to talk about movies, music, as well as play games and talk about all things gay. So make sure you guys tune into that. And then on Saturday, be sure to tune in to my live review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So with that being said, that's pretty much all that we got for the church announcements. So let's go ahead and get into the mess, honey. So we're going to start this thing off with Mr. Neo, okay? We're going to start it off with him. And according to the Jasmine brand, his ex, Sade, is prohibited from speaking publicly about their ongoing custody battle. Now, this is what the article states. Now, the article says, Neo recently scored a small win surrounding his custody battle with his ex. According to court documents obtained by Radar Online, Neo, whose real name is Schaefer Smith, pleaded with the court to prevent his ex from speaking publicly on their ongoing legal dispute. As previously reported earlier this year, the R&B singer filed a paternity suit against Sade to be legally established as the biological father of her two sons. And the filing, Neo also asked the judge to have a DNA test done on the youngest child to confirm that he was the father and give the boy his last name, Smith. In addition, the 43-year-old requested joint physical and legal custody. Reportedly, Neo agreed to pay child support, but he wants the judge to determine how much. Following his suit, Sade submitted a countersuit asking the judge for primary physical custody of their kids and for Neo to solely be granted legal joint custody, all right? In Sade's counterclaim, she reportedly requested that Neo have the children every other weekend with alternating holiday time. She also asked for court-ordered temporary and permanent child support from the So Sick singer. The court determined Neo was the legal father to the two children last week. In his newest motion, Neo argued that it would best benefit his children to keep certain information about the case, such as his finances, the location of his homes, the amount of child support he will be paying, and the entire settlement agreement hidden from the public. Additionally, he asked that Sade be prohibited from discussing the proceedings and any aspect of the proceedings in the media to include, but not limited to social media, print media, internet, radio, or television media, and further directives held under domestic relations standing order. Despite the former couple's drama, Sade reportedly agreed to Neo's request, which means that she could face serious repercussions if she addresses their legal dispute publicly. Neo reportedly has 7 children. He shares Madeline Grace and Mason Evan with ex-fiancee Monyetta Shaw, Schaefer Shamir Jr., Roman Alexander and Isabella Rose with ex-wife Crystal Renee, and Braden and Brixton with ex-girlfriend Sade. All right. What are your thoughts on this entire situation? Leave it down in the chat. So that is the situation with Neo. And am I really mad at this request that they don't talk about this situation in the public? I'm not really mad at that. I'm not really mad at that. I don't really blame him for not wanting this to be talked about in the public because it's way too much. It's going to be too much for the children and all this other stuff, regardless of how young they are. You know, they're young kids, like they're like 2 years old and 8 months. So of course they don't want this to, Neo don't want this to be out there. Like, he don't want folks in his business. He don't want folks to be learning about his house and trying to figure out where his house is. He don't want folks to be knowing about his finances. There's some things that you do want to keep off of social media and keep out of interviews and stuff like that. I believe that this is a thing where he doesn't really want a bunch of bad press for himself or really for his baby mama either. Like, he don't really want all that bad press. You know how things go when you're going through a bitter custody battle and things are not right, and it turns into a big whoop-de-doo for everybody and a media sensation and things like that. So I do understand as to why he doesn't want to do that. And I see that she agreed to that. She agreed to not talking about it in social media spaces and on the internet, on radio, TV. I don't know what radio or TV show she'll get on. I don't know what interview she'll get besides talking to me, or Tasha K or Lovely T or Armand or somebody like that. One of us type of, YouTube bloggers or something like that. We're the ones that they'll probably go to because they can't go to no Breakfast Club or no like that. We'll probably be the ones. And I wouldn't mind sitting down talking to her because, Neo used to be one of my favorite artists, but got a job to do. But that's another story. But however, that's the situation with that. So hopefully things get better. And we'll see where this custody battle lies. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that they are in agreement to not discuss this situation with the people on the internet. I can really give them that. And you don't really get much negative press about Neo. You don't really do that. And I'd rather keep it that way. Because I'm so sick of love songs, so tired of tears, and I'm so damn sexy when I'm mad. And, it's all because of you that I'm doing these videos. And do you ever think of me when you turn the cameras off? You love her because she got her own, all that type of stuff. I love Neo for all his work. So I'm glad that he's keeping this out of social media and the public, because the public we don't really need to know every little thing that goes on. I know sometimes we feel entitled to know, but we ain't got to know. So let's move on to the next story. So the next story that we're here to talk about is Miss Azealia Banks and DRAGS. Now, Azealia Banks had some things to say after Joe Budden and Drake had words on social media, after Joe Budden took to his podcast to discuss Drake's new album, and he gave it constructive criticism. And after Joe Budden gave the constructive criticism, Drake wasn't here for it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take it back to where it started and what led to Azealia Banks ever responding. So we're going to start it off with what Joe Budden actually said first. We're going to get into what Drake said, and then we're going to get into what Joe Budden responded with, and then we're going to go ahead and get into what Azealia said. So let's get into the thing that started this whole thing. Let's get it.
The rappers hit him. Not these little fucking kids. I don't give a fuck about you and Kai Cenat. That's going to sound like hate.
It is. It's not hate. It's not hate. It is. It's not hate.
Go find some niggas your fucking age. Hang out with them. Get some of that sauce.
That's not what keeps you. No, that's not what keeps you popping.
Older niggas
Fuck
buying
these
music.
kids.
That's not what keep you popping. And if that's
exactly.
the game he playing, I gotta play this game.
All the older
poppin'.
niggas streaming music and buying it, Joe. No,
Dog.
Them niggas listen to old school shit all day.
All that shit y'all saying for me applies to the field. I have long before called this nigga the golden child. Different set of rules apply.
Correct.
He's him. He is not one of them that y'all telling me about. I don't hold him there.
Dog, this album is going to be the most streamed album in Spotify history. Why?
When you that,
even if it ain't good.
When you that, yeah, I just think I miss the Drake that was rapping for the rappers. I miss the Drake for the children. And that's dog, I had to look up how old this was when I finished listening to the album.
Mm-hmm.
You are 36. Your birthday is in 20 days. I Googled that too. You will be 37 years old. Get the away from some of these younger niggas and stop these 25-year-olds. I'm listening to the album. Yo, you're a 37-year-old billionaire. I get it that you appeal to the world. Loving about Cole, like my shit is happening in reverse. Like with Cole, he used to rap about kid shit. I'm a grown ass, like real Jersey City. I want to hear how you lost your virginity. And then he started to grow up. Mm-hmm. And then the rapping sounded like an adult rapping. I'm want to hear adult Drake rapping for adult people.
No.
This is like Yachty rapping. This is like he.
Okay, so that was what Joe Budden had said about Drake's music as of late. Now, this is what Drake said in response, Drake said, you have failed at music. You left it behind to do what you're doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills. But any artist watching this, just remember you are watching a failure give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. A quitter give his opinion on how to achieve longevity. You switch careers because the things that pop into your brain had you broke living check to check, and the raps you write had 450 men showing up to your shows in Dusty and Nietzsche jeans to screw up their face to Mood Music 29 and pretend that you are the GOAT. Please, to any artist that's doing what they feel is right, don't let these opinions affect your mindset after the fact. This guy's the poster child of frustration and surrendering. You retired. We never hung up your jersey and we don't even remember your number. We know you for doing this. You withdrew from rap not because you accomplished all you need to, it's because it wasn't working for you. I never want anybody in the generations to think that the whole everybody's entitled to their opinion is a real thing. This is a man projecting his own self-hate and the fact that I did and continue to do everything that he wanted to do for himself. If you need to put it in simpler terms, I own a 767. He owns a modest house in a 973. Flies first class on special occasions. Then Joe Budden responded with, you'll grow up sooner or later. Father Time is undefeated. So enter Azealia Banks into the conversation, and this is what she had to say in regards to Drake. Now, Azealia says, does Drake know his nose job and liposuction is not hip hop? Does Drake knows that no one who actually understands hip hop, a culture born from oppressed, don't really care about his soft tooth, colonized, confused, mixed race, femicide attempts to exhibit the true authenticity of an actual MC? Does Drake know his desperate attempts to gangsterize Canadian street life is all an encompassing failure in and out of itself? Also, can hip hop get any more trashy? Does Birdman know how low IQ, tacky, and how much of a fucking loser he looks threatening Joe Budden via the internet? Like, you can get arrested for that, Birdman. Can you just make some more lugs and quit threatening people online before you get arrested? Like that makes the genre look really trashy and low budget as hell. And sorry, you kind of just made it so hot that if anything happens to Joe Budden, it's certainly gonna get traced back to you and Drake. LOL. Loved your verse on Constantly Hating, but it has been a minute since anyone cared for your music, and Drake is redundant as hell. Only weird NEPO babies and Eastern European immigrants who wear USSN Polo Association and Cool Water and media boys actually care for him. Work some magic and bring back Young Thug, please. That man is very, very special. Honestly, if Drake's mother was black, he'd probably not be so corny. White mom syndrome is very real. Then there's the Birdman basically threatening Joe Budden, basically telling him that he's not built for this real gangster stuff. And then, of course, we go back to where this is coming from in regards to that. So then, so now that we're into that, I must say that, listen, I don't like Azealia Banks. I don't. Now, I think that she's very talented. I think that she's a very talented individual. I would never take that away from her. She's very very talented, makes great music, and she should have been bigger than what she was. But she's one of those unsuccessful stories that we hear about all the time. She had it all. She had the look. She was very beautiful. She had the talent. She had everything, all the recipes that was needed to be very much so successful. But the thing that brought her non-success is her mouth and speaking on things that she don't need to be speaking on, or giving, or just flat out disrespecting a lot of industry people, and people didn't want to work with her. So that's pretty much the basis of that. But what I will say is that I agree with everything that she's saying. Just like I agree with everything that Joe Budden is saying. And, people really act as if you cannot criticize Drake, as if Drake is the only person that makes music. Drake ain't doing nothing that's any different from that Ja Rule used to do. Ja Rule used to do that and got clowned for doing that, only for people to turn around and take his formula and make it popular now. Like 50 Cent, big queen ass, was the main one talking about Ja Rule like a dog and talking about him making gangster love songs, only for him to turn around and make 21 Questions. The same type of formula that made Ja Rule who he was. And 21 Questions wasn't singing Put It On Me, period. Let's make that clear. So I agree. I agree with what Joe Budden said. Drake makes the same damn music time and time again, over and over again. And one could say, well, he can make whatever kind of music he wants to, and you can listen to whatever you want to, and you don't have to listen to it. Hence why, bitch, I don't listen to this because it's all the damn same. Drake been making the same fucking music since Best I Ever Had. You already know what he gonna come with every time. He don't do nothing different. Joe Budden had a great, analysis on what he's doing musically and sonically. I didn't see nothing wrong with what Joe Budden said. I didn't see it as no hatred. I didn't see it as anything. It was very much so constructive criticism. Drake has not grown musically, and I feel like he has not grown musically because this is the formula that makes him all the money, so he's not going to stray too far away from that. He has not grown. A person like J. Cole has grown. You don't hear him making the same damn music that he was always making before. It's different lyrically and sonically. It's different. Kendrick Lamar comes through every single time. That's the problem. And I think that's the issue that I got with Nicki Minaj. I don't think that Nicki Minaj has grown musically. She makes the same shit. Last time I saw you wasn't nothing but pills and potions. Pills and potions wasn't nothing but your love. Or right by my side. It's the same shit. It's nothing different. That's the issue with a lot of these artists. They don't grow. They stick to the same thing. They be real safe. And people brag about this shit and they praise it like it's the best thing since sliced bread. But it ain't nothing different. It's the same old thing. Everything that Azealia said about Drake was the absolute facts. It's the truth. It's the truth. Ain't nobody gonna say it because he popular. And ain't nobody gonna listen to nothing that Azealia said about this because we don't like her like that. And she's right about Birdman needing to sit his motherfucking ass down and stop trying to threaten everybody because, this whole gangster that you be trying to be on all the time is really ain't necessary. We don't give about none of that bullshit. We don't give about what you talking about. All this threatening this. Like, shut the fuck up. That's all I got to say about that. And of course, the Drake fans, Joe Budden gave his opinion so Drake can give his. That wasn't no damn opinion. He was trying to bring Joe down and try to say that he wasn't successful and saying that he was hating on him because he didn't do what he was doing. Joe Budden was never going to get to where you are because Joe Budden was never no mainstream artist. He didn't make songs for the mainstream. He never did. The closest thing the two songs that was close to something mainstream was one, Pump It Up. That's the one song that was close to some mainstream success. And the song he did with Marcus Houston, We Be Up in the Club Like. Them the only two songs. But for the most part, Joe Budden never made no mainstream music. He was never going to get to your level, Drake. So sit the down. So I'm Team Azealia and I'm Team Joe Budden on this situation. Be mad if you want to, my opinion. So we can move on to the next thing. Now, y'all know Basketball Wives returns tonight. And Brooke Bailey and new basketball wife, I guess, Clayana, was going back and forth on social media. Now, we do know that Evelyn was going back and forth with Vanessa. It was already some smoke there. And then the next thing you know, Brooke Bailey also jumped into the conversation alongside Jennifer Williams. She also jumped into the conversation. And then, let's see, Brooke Bailey also addressed Brittany Renner as well. So it's going to be a lot of drama for Jennifer, Brooke, and Evelyn this season with these new girls. And I'm here for any of the new girls giving them a run for their motherfucking money, to be honest. So it starts off like this. Now, Brooke says that I'm not going to address Brittany like I can. Y'all going to see hashtag basketball wives, hashtag the weakest link. Okay. So that was the first thing that happened. And then the next thing you know, that's when Clayana came out with an Instagram post towards Evelyn. And when she said this, because I talked about this yesterday, she said, who calls a woman of Asian descent Ling Ling? Who puts a monkey under a black woman's post? The only difference is one was met with consequences and the other one was met with rewards. When loving black but not black women goes wrong. When your moment is up, washed up and hanging up. The ugly cry in 3, 2, 1. Boo hoo. I heart OG. We love you, queen. CC Asian pride. Get the egg off your face. Looking for a moment is when you're so washed up and you desperately go on a show and get engaged to a stranger for 23 days and no wedding. Miss Goofball. So that's when Miss Brooke Bailey jumped in and said, mental case needs to mind her business. I punched you in your face and drowned you with my margarita. You're unhinged and a drug addict. We saw all the pills fall out of your purse. You're mad. You're weird and tried to trauma bond with me over my daughter passing and your brother passing. I don't know you. You're weirdest for trying to bring my daughter up. I didn't f with you from the moment. Then you lied and had Brittany thinking the story was something that it wasn't. You're an alcoholic and did the most for the least. You swung, and when I connected, you looked stupider than the first time you came around us. No one knows you, and your claim to fame is your baby daddy who is happily married. Then the next thing you know, Jennifer Williams reposted and said, please don't forget that she then got her entire wig snatched after all that. Someone admit her to rehab quickly. Hashtag pill popping alcoholic looking for a moment, get you a two-piece and was wigless. All hashtags, honey. So not long after all the posts was being made, Clayana also went live on Instagram. And this is what she said. Let's take a listen.
For me, first of all, it's like, pull up. I don't even want to do all of this. Pull up. And you didn't, girl, you threw a drink on me like the punk bitch that you are. Pull up. I'm here. Like, I don't do all of this. I'm in LA. You in LA. Pull up. That's what I'm saying. Pull up. I don't do all of this. Back and forth. We don't got to do this. And Evelyn, you out here too. We up the street from each other. Pull up. It ain't no security, because what the birds do is they time it, because obviously, they've done the show and then they get saved by the bell. None of them really want to exchange. I've never seen them actually like exchange or fight. They don't really do that. So, and listen, I got a lot to lose. I'm not really on it like that, but listen, we're not going to play this internet game. Pull up. I wake up, Brooke. For me, first of all, I get up, get dressed. I was going to just go check on my egos. But I mean, listen, I got time. And you didn't, you play it back. You ain't punch nobody in the face. Bitch, bye. Girl, bye. You threw a drink after you thought you had your senior citizen sorority gathered around and thought that I was going to tuck my tail. It didn't work out for you like that. It didn't work out for you like that, baby. So when security intervened and you wanted to toss the drink, yeah, I did swing. None of it connected, to be honest. Nobody shit connected. So don't sit on here in front. You didn't connect shit. Security pretty much like body slammed me. And we'll get to that another day. Ain't nothing connected, to be honest. And that's why they move like that. And they move like that because they know how security, like, you're not going to get an opportunity to really do nothing. And that's how them birds play it. But we in the streets now. Pull up. Like, you going back and forth. Like, pull up. That's what I'm saying. I get up, get dressed. I was going to just go check on how you really feel. You got some shit to get off your chest. I might have said 3 words to you. Bitch, no. And that's what them birds. It's like, ain't nobody there's no admiration. You don't take me under your wing. Y'all have not accomplished shit. Y'all been on the platform for fucking how many decades, and you guys have not monetized, maximized, moved on. I tell you what, I don't know a lot about, what my life is going to look like, but I do know at 50, how you really feel. You got some shit to get off your chest. I might have said 3 words to you. Bitch, no. And that's what them birds. It's like, ain't nobody there's no admiration. You don't take me under your years old. My ass won't be there. I'll tell you that. But like I said, the back and forth, like, I'm in LA. Get to it. Pull up. Like, that's just like the long and short of it. Y'all like to play these little internet games and shit. If you want to get something off your chest, I'm here. We're here. Yeah, but all of that, yes, I did swing on her after she threw the drink. It didn't connect. And her shit, she swung and it didn't connect. So all that, you ain't punch nobody in no fucking face, bitch. Bye. It didn't come do it again. Years old, my ass won't be there.
So then after she addresses Brooke, Clayana also addresses Jennifer. Let's get into the part that she addressed Jennifer.
That's why Jennifer always get knocked upside the head and shit, because she always run her mouth. And then, I'm not a fighter. Then you should shut the fuck up. Because I am. Didn't you let some nigga run off with your car, with your truck, after your dumbass allegedly co-signed? If you don't get your dumb ass, you need to get your dumb ass off the internet. You got a lot of bigger things to worry about, Jennifer. You let a nigga run off with your truck. You dumb bitch. What you do? You gave this nigga what? 40 stacks? You dumb bitch. I think you got bigger shit to worry about, bitch. Mm-hmm. That's why Jennifer always get knocked upside the head and shit, because she you're miserable. That's what you got to do. You got to do all of this for clout because you're a miserable bitch. But see, the difference between me and her, like I said, first of all, we both in LA. Girl, pull up. Like, you know how I roll? Okay, tell me, what's up? I'll show up. I will show up. Anybody who know me know I'm show up. I'm gonna show up. That's not what you really want to do. And Jennifer punk ass, Jennifer, shut the fuck up. You're miserable.
So then after Clayana tells Brooke to pull up, Brooke responds with, I already punched her in her as she swung at the air. What would I pull up to do? Watch you windmill the air? You're tired and forgettable, and you said out your own mouth that you don't have any friends. So who can vouch for you? Because your family doesn't. So that was pretty much everything that happened between Brooke, Clayana, as well as Jennifer. All right. All I got to say is this. I'm here for the newbies. I'm here for the newbies. You can call me biased. You can call me whatever you want to. But I am definitely here for the newbies. I'm here for the newbies chin checking the likes of the girls that I don't like. Jennifer, Evelyn, and Brooke. I'm here for it all. They finally got some newbies that don't mind getting in the dirt with none of these hoes. Okay. And I'm here for all of the mess. I'm here for it. I'm glad somebody called in them tags. You don't understand it. Like, we have gotten a cast every single season. We get these girls. They want to get up under the likes of Evelyn and Shawnee and all this other shit. And then, go against each other when they had to come in together and just be all up under them so they can get some clout or stay on the damn show. But it looks like we got some newbies that don't mind giving them the motherfucking business. I'm here for Brittany. I'm here for Vanessa. And I'm here for Clayana. I hope you guys do not disappoint me, and I hope I ain't got to drag y'all in these reviews, because do know that I am reviewing Basketball Wives and Basketball Wives Orlando starting tonight. So make sure you guys tune in for that, because I'm gonna give it to y'all. Y'all know that that's the reason why my channel blew up, is because of Basketball Wives. So y'all know I got to review the show. But yes, honey, I'm here for all of the mess. I'm here for all the tea. And yes, I am. This has made me very excited to see this season, because I was not excited at all when I heard that Evelyn was back. But baby, now that we got some newbies that's ready for the business, I'm here for all of it. All right, so let's get into the last thing of the day. And that is Dennis the Menace, aka King Harris. Okay. Now, King exposed T.I. and Tiny, and he stated that he lived with his grandmother growing up, despite the life that they showed on TV. So let's get into the video, and then I'll be back for my opinion, and then we're gonna be up out of here, y'all. Let's get into it.
What do you feel like they got on you that they shouldn't have on you? Because I feel like with them probably seeing you grow up, they just got like, you can't be you.
Go.
Yeah, man, it's a lot about that TV show, man, that got people confused. Because I live with my grandma. We'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh.
So in this interview, with Funny Marco, that's the name, he opened up about his real upbringing. And he basically stated that he was raised by his grandmother. He was pretty much raised by his grandmother. And I feel as though that is the reason why he's a little bit different from the rest of the kids that was in the house with all of them and stuff like that. That could be the reason why he acts the way that he does. I'm not sure if he was the only child that lived with his grandmother, but it kind of makes a lot of sense, being that, T.I. was a rapper, Tiny was running up behind Tip, you know what I'm saying? They didn't really have time to really be parents. So they probably had them kids living from this person to that person. And I don't know, because I didn't see the full thing. All I know is that this clip has been the clip that's been going around. And from my understanding, like I said, King lived in the house with his grandmama, and he only was around really for the weekends with T.I. and Tiny. And then when the show came along, he'll come in for the show. And when the cameras went down and production says, "Okay, we done, we going home," so did King. He went right back home to his grandmama in the hood. So that's what was the story with that. And I think that is one of the reasons why he acts the way that he does and why he's not the same as the other kids. Like sometimes you look at these other children and you like, I wonder why King acts like that. Like, why is he so different from everybody else? Like, why doesn't he act like the other folks in the house? Because he's the one that's always in the news. He's the one that's always in trouble and all of that stuff. And it could be him looking for attention from his parents that he probably did not get when he was growing up, because again, he was living with his grandmama. And I'm not saying that his grandmama didn't give him no damn attention, but he probably wanted the attention from his parents. And that's probably why he's doing that he's doing now, like getting in trouble, fighting folks at the Waffle House, fucking with homeless people, anything to be in the media, doing all this dumb shit. That's probably why he did all the stuff that he did. And a lot of times we all act out for attention. I used to do that. I used to act out for attention. And I would say this, like, my mother was a great parent and she gave me all the love that a kid could ever want and did so much to overcompensate for so much to compensate for some of the mistakes that she did make as a mother. So I can't say that my mother always was there. I lived in the house with her. I always was there. But because I had my own inner issues going on with my own self, I did do a lot of things to garner attention, or I did do a lot of things to cry out for help because I felt no one was really paying me any attention when I was trying to tell people what I was dealing with mentally and emotionally. Nobody would hear me, and growing up in the South, you're a Black boy and you are someone that's supposed to be tough. I wasn't. So sometimes as kids, we do things for attention. And then when we grow up, we start to take that childhood trauma and do other things with it. I relive my childhood trauma almost every day, even when I do YouTube. So that could be the problem with King. That might be one of his bigger issues, is that he has a lot of inner issues that he probably had that his parents wasn't aware of because they wasn't around like that. So that could be what it is. But that doesn't make his actions and the things that he do correct, but that there's always a method to madness, in my opinion, always. So I just want to know what y'all got to say about that. Let's leave it down below. And this is a premiere, so I know y'all in the chat talking. So with that being said, I am Scotty by Nature TV. Thank you to the Scotty gang, people that may be watching for the first time, as well as the hate watchers that I know are watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. With that being said, be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop a video. And also, if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my IG, and my TikTok will be down below. So with that being said, you guys, this be your boy Scotty. I'm out of here, and I will leave you guys with the promo from my up-and-coming panel, the Chasing panel, that starts this Wednesday. I'm out of here, y'all. Until next time, I'll talk to you later. Holla.